Hello guys, it's Ashley and I have pulled the cards for the element Earth for June's reading. The other videos will either be a part of this and you can skip down to the timestamp, or I will just do them completely separate. My camera's a little weird position right now, so forgive me, you can't really see all of the cards, but I'll make sure to leave something in the video for you to actually kind of focus on these cards, kind of like a pause moment of just the cards itself, so you can see them all together and meditate with them as well if they resonate. So we're going to start off with the first card, and it is the card Pregnancy. And again, this is for June 2020. It says the birth of a child brings great blessings to you and the world. Now, this card in particular, it could be speaking of a pregnancy itself, but it can also talk about new beginnings, new blessings, maybe a birth of a new business, that kind of thing. So it doesn't always mean pregnancy. So I want you to keep that in mind, but if you are or you're trying, this may be some good guidance to that, and maybe focusing on this card will help get those intentions out there. So that is what this one is about. I'm just going to leave it for a few seconds so you can kind of get the details of everything, and we'll go ahead and move on to the next card. So in the Sacred Circle deck, I pulled the Lady, and when you kind of go off the picture, you see a lot of different elements. Actually, you see the abundance down here at the bottom. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Again, that's what this little pause for will be for. I'm getting the hang of this. I live in an RV, you guys, so I apologize that the angles right now, I would love to do an overview instead, but right now this is all I could come up with the little tiny space I have until I get my office going. So we have moths, which can also reiterate that birth, that change. The bees, I see abundance here as well with this lady. A crown of stars where you can actually see the sun and the moon, which for me brings balance, abundance, balance, things you have grown and you're prospering in. So maybe you've started a new business, and with the pregnancy card, this will come in handy with that birthing process and the abundance part. You've got fruit along the trees and flowers, rabbit, different things of that nature. And it just kind of looks like a cornucopia to me of foods and flowers and things of that nature. Nature. So maybe you've been growing something and you're going to see some results in June. So keep that in mind. I'm going to turn the card just a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Can't really zoom in. Sorry, I know this sucks, but I really wanted to do these videos. I was really drawn to do them. So hopefully in the future I will have a better setup, so I apologize now. Alright, we're going to go ahead and move to Eight of Stones, and I like this card. This is from my Medicine Woman deck, and I don't know if you'll be able to see. Possibly. I'm looking in the viewfinder to see if you can see it all. Eight of Stones. Now within this I see a lot of jewels and golds, and again here's the fruit in the basket once again. Let me see if I can get you to see that. Right here. It looks like she's crafting something. So again, if you've been working on something, this card kind of connects to the first two. If you've been working on something and it looks like she's hard at work at making her crafts, that I feel like with the jewels surrounding it and things like that and the fruit in the background, I just feel like this is going to be really great for any of those people that have started doing something or plan to start something in June. So again, this is all for the earth element. If you've got an idea or something for business, or just want to turn a passion into maybe a business, I would say you should definitely do that. We've got some great corresponding cards to also go with this coming up, so keep that in mind. Maybe if you've fallen out of a craft, maybe even if it's not for business purposes, but just you've fallen out of a hobby or a craft, I would say jump back in. And maybe if that's what your intentions are in the future, you will decide to do that. But if not, I feel like it's going to bring you a lot of joy, especially with the sun in the background. I definitely think this is the right path for our earth element babies out there. Definitely do that. So we're going to put this one back. Now these fell out all at the same time, and these are from my past life deck. Okay, so this is going to help with certain things, maybe blocks or phobias or different things like that, to help maybe have you recognize these things and work through them to help other areas of your life flow better. And it's funny because I'm actually earth element, so a lot of this is actually pretty spot on for me. In some of these cards, I can definitely explain some of my phobias, so then maybe you can relate and get an idea of what they might have in a deep meaning to your life. So these all kind of go together. So I'm going to show you the first card, which is ships. The second card, is transportation. And the third card is wars and battles. Now, I'm going to go off a few of these actually, but these two in particular, the ships and transformation cards. Now, when I get these, it's because I am terrified of transportation that isn't a vehicle, a car that you can drive on the road. I am terrified of heights, and so that kind of resonates with the transportation and the ships. I've actually had both of these. I am terrified of like deep water and things of that nature. I will never fly. I will never go on a boat. I might go on a train, but things like that I will not do. So I believe in a past life I had died in one of these ways of transportation other than a vehicle, a car, something you can drive on the road. And that does put a lot of fear in me, and it blocks a lot of things. So for me, that's what I get from these cards. And if it resonates with you, maybe try doing baby steps in overcoming those transportational fears. So to help unlock in this lifetime a lot more things for you, because you might not see it as a block, but it can be standing, you know, in front of something that's a big break from any of the cards in this, or just in something else in your life. So take that in consideration if you are fearful of any of these types of vessels or things like that. Do some shadow work, do some deep digging, maybe meditate, and kind of see. It might open up some things for you to work on and heal from past lives. Again, this is all past life, but this can resonate in your present life. So definitely work on those. If you do and you are terrified of that stuff in real life, leave it down in the comments and let me know, because I would be very interested in seeing who this resonates with on the earth element like myself, and how it stopped you, or maybe how you've overcome. Leave it down in the comments. So wars and battles. This can be a card where maybe you did pass away in a battle in your past life somewhere. So maybe in this life you are scared of confrontation, you're scared of fighting with people, just because of maybe something that happened in your past life. So you don't like confrontation, and again, this kind of hits me on the tee with that, because I'm very much like that. You would not be one to join the army or the services to fight for our country because maybe you're just terrified, or you don't want to make someone upset. These are all blocks, and some of these things, as simple as they may sound or innocent as they may sound, they're definitely blocks, and you want to help heal those. You want to give yourself the confidence. If you don't like confrontation, maybe step up when it's necessary and don't get walked over, walked on. just because of a fear, and maybe this can explain why. And again, shadow work, anything when it comes to the past life deck and those cards, you want to look into doing shadow work and healing and really pulling in, because once you start recognizing these things, sometimes they just click and you're like, ah, but then you know how to heal them and kind of move forward, so it's not something in your future lives that you deal with and have issues with. So it gives you a good chance when you re-enter this world to have maybe a different experience. So that's that one. My Earth Magic deck, we have Waterfall, and it's called Effortless. Now, I believe this, for me, and my intuition is telling me with this card, you know, a waterfall, it is very effortless. As long as there is plenty of water coming through that stream, it's just always going to flow. And I really do feel like, you know, with the beginning cards here, that it all is in some kind of a business, and you want to not be so stressed about it. If you're trying to launch something, don't be so stressed. Just kind of let it flow, honestly. I feel like the abundance is going to be there, and maybe just do it as a passion and see where it comes from. Don't pressure yourself to meet quotas. Eventually, all that stuff will happen. Don't force yourself to have to make money, because if you love doing what you're doing and you have that strong passion and you're going to do it no matter what, then for me, in my opinion, you're going to get all that back, and you're not going to be stressed over it. You know, it's different from going to a job you absolutely hate. It's hard, it's stressful, and you don't really want to move forward, and it kind of does a lot of negative things in your life. But if you have a job that you love, and the money maybe wasn't an issue, like you would do it regardless of a business or not, your outcome is going to be so much more greater doing something like that. And also, I feel like a lot of cleansing needs to happen, and that's good for the water. That's good for letting go of all this negative energy and just letting things flow naturally with yourself. Cleansing, if you love water, which is funny because it's an earth sign, but that's all connected too. Definitely go find yourself a beach or a quiet little place. Meditate with these cards that I've pulled, the information that I've presented you guys, and just think of the things that you want. If you want to start a business, if you want to move, if you want a different relationship, things like this, and just see how it flows. And once you connect, I feel like, to this water, things are going to change for you, and your sight of future, your vision of future, it's going to change, and it is going to be very effortless. So that is that card. And then we have our affirmation card, The Universe Has Your Back deck. Sorry, I keep hitting the chair. And I don't know if you can see that. So this one says, I am spirit having a human experience. Where's my phone? So sorry. And I'm here to get closer to love. Now, kind of like I was just talking about with the past life deck, those cards, healing your past, for me and how I view life or soul, it's something where we're going to keep coming back until our soul completes its mission. So whatever you're made for, if you're a healer, if you're an artist or whatever, kind of get through those blocks, because I feel like you're going to keep coming into the world until your soul gains that magnitude it's meant for. So that the faster that you're healing yourself, your soul, the more you're going to ascend in each lifetime, until I feel like your soul will be completely free. And here it's talking about also your third eye. You've got the rainbow with a lot of the black and white. So maybe you don't see things on those levels, and spiritually, I think you need to. I think you need to tap into that. Go to your waterfall or your lake or your tub and just meditate and see what comes to you, because I feel like a lot of your answers will be there once you open up and you allow those things to come into your life. So I like that card. Now we have the Goddess on the Go, and these two fell out, so I'm going to do them one by one. It says, I am one with nature. Sorry, I'm trying to get it where you can kind of see it. Again, I'll make sure I have a still shot of these lovely guys for you. Sorry. So that way you can look at them straight on and stuff like that. So here, it's almost like within this picture you're engulfed in the earth, which is kind of funny because it is earth element that we're on. But she's just a part of it. She's one with the animals, she's one with the land, with the sky and things like that. And it is, I am one with nature. And, you know, coming back to the waterfall and the lady that we pulled, the second card, with the abundance and the flowers and the butterflies and things like that, it's very connecting. So I say you definitely need to find a body of water somewhere kind of in nature, somewhere to unplug and really take time for yourself. I feel like that's what you need. And again, earth element, that's a big part of us. And here we go. I am trusting my inner guidance. Again, here's meditation. She's in with the woods. And I think it's kind of like that full circle card for this this reading. It's pulling everything into itself, and it's really telling you to guide yourself. Go get out into nature and do that, because you're going to find a lot of things that I feel like you need to see and feel. You need to disconnect, especially with all the crazy going on. I'll do an overview of this really fast. So we have these cards here. And yeah. And that is all. If you have any questions or you want to leave any comments of resonating to any of these cards, let me know below how this reading was. And if you'd like to see more of the elemental, or possibly as different piles, I kind of really like the element because it gets really kind of deep into so many different aspects of the zodiacs and kind of really resonates with your element itself. And I feel like that's a huge help. Get out there, go ground, go find you a tree, reconnect, take your shoes off, get your feet dirty, and I will see you guys in the next one. Brightest blessings.
Mm-hmm.